So I want to welcome you all to this Baratta Center CEO Signature Series and the Stanton Series as well. We have, of course, amongst us our guest, Mr. Óscar Maceiras, Ambassador Marino, and all of you. So welcome, very warm welcome. My name is Anil Khurana. I'm the Baratta Center Executive Director. I've been here for the last 18 months. Before I talk about the Baratta Center some more, I want to talk about the Stanton Series. The Stanton Distinguished Series was made possible through the support of Georgetown parents. The parents are very active at Georgetown, aside from students. Daniel and Mary Stanton, who are parents from 12 and 14. Through the Stanton Series Award, lecture series rather, Georgetown connects our students and alumni with renowned leaders such as Óscar, who share their unique experiences and engage in dialogue around the world on topics of leadership in an ever-changing world. So we are very delighted to have Óscar here today. The Baratta Center was set up last year, in April last year, to focus on the future of global business. We actually look at the future of global business, and we'll ask Óscar a bunch of questions about that as well, while building bridges across business, government, and society. So I think all of you are part of society, but you're also part of a faculty and students that are such an important part of preparing for the leaders of tomorrow. So over the past 18 months, the center has convened several conferences, roundtables, and events like this on topics of globalization. You'll hear about today, global industries, cross-border investing, trade, tariffs, which is in the news every day, but also the fact that we have a responsibility to society as we do business, and we call it business for global good. So that's an important theme underlying Georgetown, underlying all the work that I think we do in terms of research, case studies, and so on. Our next annual conference is actually in a few weeks, October 8th, in this very hall. And the topic for that is the path forward, competition and collaboration in a fragmented world. You see it's a very confused world today on technology, climate, geopolitics, and so on and so forth. We'll try to actually address some of those questions. David Rubenstein, who is the chairman of Carlyle, will be the keynote speaker, several other CEOs and executives as well. And I hope many of you will make it. Our last Baratta Center CEO series was actually with Philippe Lafont. Many of you were there. We talked about global investing, cross-border investing, investing in China, investing in technology, and so on. And so today, I'm actually delighted to we are delighted to host Óscar Maceiras, the CEO of Inditex and Zara. I think we did discuss that Zara's very well known as a brand. Inditex maybe less so we'll hopefully correct that over the years. To speak about his perspectives on the company's spectacular journey the last few decades. We chatted about that in our breakfast discussion earlier. And this is actually, in fact, featured not only in the Zara case study that you all seen, and Costa, for those who's here, he's the author of the original case studies, promises there's a sequel coming very soon to movie halls near you. It's also featured in one of our research themes as well, and Óscar and I discussed that we'll actually go to Inditex and do some more digging so we get the facts right as well. I may be speaking for everyone when I say that my wife takes me to my monthly pilgrimage to Zara and she told me today or yesterday to teach me patience in being a good shopper alongside her. And I was told there's actually nice sofas in Zara stores coming near you as well. As I said, Ambassador Marino's with us. I'm delighted she could join us as well. She is wearing Zara clothing today, just for full disclosure. I would now like to invite actually our Georgetown Retail and Luxury Association presidents, Carolina O'Leary and Alejandra Giron, if I said the name right, hopefully I got it right, to come to the stage and talk about some of their views from the GRLA, which, by the way, is a partnership between all the centers and students. So I know who's going first.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Anil, for the warm introduction. My name is Carolina O'Leary, and I'm the co-president of the Georgetown Retail and Luxury Association, or simply put, GRLA. I'm a senior in the School of Foreign Service, majoring in global business. Our association of visionary members believes it's essential to explore the intersections of fashion and lifestyle brands, business, culture, and the consumer economy. We strive to spark meaningful discussions and foster a deeper understanding of the industry's impact on the world. My love for this industry runs pretty deep. At age 15, I set out to create my own retail brand, sourcing all my materials locally and overseeing production at a small facility just up the road in Baltimore, Maryland. That experience taught me the value of keeping key functions close to home. So Inditex's philosophy of retaining core manufacturing at their headquarters is something that really resonates with me. Inditex's innovative approach has not only transformed the retail industry, but also shaped the way we think about fashion and lifestyle on a global scale, inspiring us all to reimagine the boundaries of what's possible in this ever-evolving field. I want to extend my sincere gratitude to Óscar Maceiras, the Baratta Center, and everyone who worked tirelessly to make this event possible today. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Carolina. Like she said, we are so grateful for having Óscar here and to all the parties involved making this reality. So I want to extend my gratitude from all the MSB graduate students that came today. Thank you so much for everything. And I'm Alejandra Giron. I'm the president of the Graduate Georgetown Retail and Luxury Association. And I would like to start this conversation by quoting one of my favorite sentences from Arnold Schwarzenegger. He says, "The mind is the limit. If you can envision it, you can do it." And it comes so close to me because this journey as a president of the Graduate GRLA has been intense. It is a social club that has been transitioning toward a career intention. We have been doing different events, from lectures with CEOs of emerging markets to different one-on-one sessions with alumni in the industry. So today I'm honored to be part of these remarks with Óscar Maceiras, the mastermind behind Inditex. And finally, I would love to highlight that as an MBA student, I have had the opportunity to learn about SAREB. It's amazing how they create this remarkable experience by handling on one hand the customer and in the other hand the product. And because of that, they not only remain fashionable, but they also create the most efficient value chain in the industry. So I'm really honored. I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much.
All right, welcome everyone. My name is Ricardo Ernst. I'm a professor at the McDonough School of Business. It is a tremendous privilege to have here with us Mr. Óscar García Maceiras. I mean, his CV is long and extensive, but from our perspective, the most relevant part is that he joined Inditex as General Counsel and Secretary of the Board of Directors. And as that role, he carried out until his appointment as the Group CEO, and that happened in 2021. So let me tell you that the Zara operation is a signature case for every business school in the world. And obviously for the McDonough School of Business, where one of our faculty members, Casa Ferdos, wrote the case. Inditex, which many of you may not know, stands for Industria de Diseño Textil. It's a Spanish multinational clothing company headquartered in Galicia, Spain. Inditex is indeed a very big global company, operates in over 7,000 stores in over 9 markets worldwide. Their brands, the brands that they represent, have interesting names, one of those being Zara. And as a token of my commitment to this company, I just want you to know that one of my granddaughter's name is Zara with Z. How many people you know Zara with a Z? That's what I thought. But in any event, in terms of the brands that they represent, Zara, Pull & Bear, Massimo Dutti, Bershka, Stradivarius, Oysho, and Zara Home. I am particularly biased because for most companies, marketing is what makes them successful. It is through brands and very sophisticated marketing campaigns and advertising, cool models that they attract and retain customers, but not for them. Inditex, and in particular Zara, is successful through an amazing operation. The most clever supply chain models are put in place to make them extremely successful. Inditex has been able to prove that supply chain is not a cost, it's an investment. Zara invests heavily in its supply chain to ensure it stays ahead of trends and delivers products quickly to customers, turning it into a competitive advantage. Zara's ability to quickly bring new designs from the runway to stores relies on the strength and speed of its supply chain, making it the core of its success. We're going to be talking today about how come they are the forefront of innovation, e-commerce, sustainability. At Zara, like many of you know firsthand, you blink and you'll miss it. 1 minute, you're trying on a dress. The next minute, it's sold out and replaced by an entirely new season. Walking into Zara, you think, I'm just going to browse. Walking out of Zara, well, I guess I'm starting a whole new wardrobe today. Let's hear how is it that they do it. So, Óscar, the floor is all yours.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming here today. Hopefully, this will be an interesting time. Thanks, our Spanish ambassador to be here as well, and some very good friends. During my presentation, I will try to explain to you some of the key features of our business model, starting talking about who we are. As Professor mentioned, Inditex is probably well known within Spain and in the investors' landscape, but less known outside those fields. Where Inditex is a fashion company. Inditex owns and runs its business through 7 different brands. Professor referred to those brands. The most well-known is Zara. Everything that I'm going to explain to you this morning applies to any single brand, and this is one of the main characteristics of our group. We have the same business model, but we provide a lot of autonomy to our different units, to our different business. Referring briefly to some figures, we have a fully integrated business model. We have physical presence, more than 5,600 different stores in 97 different countries. And we have as well our online operations that are running the business in more than 200 different markets. I would refer afterwards about the importance of our teams. And in terms of our sales, during the last decade, we more than doubled our sales, reaching almost 36 billion euros with an increasing levels of profitability. What's behind our business model is something that was present at the early beginning of our company almost 50 years ago. In 2025, we will reach our 50th anniversary since the opening of our first Zara store that remains open in our hometown and my personal hometown in La Coruña, open and available to all of you in Calle Juan Flores. The reason behind everything that we have been executing during these almost 50 years was connected with the idea of making fashion available to everybody. So this idea of trying to democratize to some degree, to some extent, the fashion that before our arrival was on the hands of a few people, it's something that has moved for us the vast majority of the decisions, the vast majority of things that we have executed during these almost 5 decades. Our business deals with fashion. And from our point of view, fashion goes beyond the transaction of garments. Fashion goes beyond purchasing, but goes beyond selling garments. Fashion should be inspirational, should be aspirational, should be the way in which we would like to interact with the rest of the people. And that's why one of the main characteristics of our business model is to have the right and a quick response to our customers' needs. As the professor mentioned, one of the main strengths of our company is having been capable to spot any new trend and to execute those trends through our own model. I will refer to, during my presentation, to several characteristics of that model. And the first one is connected with creativity. We have more than 700 different designers that are working extremely closely with a same number of design pattern makers that helps our designers to prototype our models. We put on the market every year an important number of different models, but before launching those models to the market, before launching those products to our different stores, to our different online platforms, we are testing that, we are prototyping in order to guarantee that they have the right quality in order to be put on the hands of our customers. All of those teams of the more than 700 different designers, 700 the team members of our prototypes team are working in order to spot the right trends and to put on the hands of our customers the right fashion. Spotting trends for us is crucial. And someone asked me before this event about what's our way to spot the trends if we are applying artificial intelligence, et cetera, et cetera. I guess that this is a combination of quantitative assessment. We are receiving real data on time from our different operations. We have the advantage of having that fully integrated business model in which our physical stores are interoperating with our online platforms every time, every day. But at the same time, we are receiving a very important feedback from our different teams on the ground. Bear in mind that we are more than 160,000 different people across the world. We have presence in 97 different markets, and every day we are receiving the feedback from our teams on the ground. And I tend to say that we have at least 5,600 CEOs. Any single store manager is a CEO, has to manage thousands of visitors, hundreds of employees, an important P&L, and those feedback from truly fashion experts is absolutely crucial for us in order to spot the right trends. Another important characteristic is that we have 7 different brands that has to be run with an important level of autonomy. We are not imposing from a centralized point of view that one specific brand should go for the red dresses or for the green t-shirt. Any brand has its own commercial challenges, and within any of those brands, we have different teams that are competing among themselves. Let me put the example of Zara. Some of you, hopefully the vast majority of you, are good customers of our Zara brand. Under the Zara's umbrella, we have ladies wear, men's wear, and kids wear. But even under the umbrella of Zara ladies wear, we have different departments targeting different segments of our customers. For the young part of our customers, we have Trafaluk, then we have Basic, we have Woman. Any of those departments has its own different designers, his own different prototype team that are competing among themselves. So for us, it's absolutely crucial to protect and provide that autonomy to the different teams that are competing among themselves. And this is something that allows us to compensate mistakes. Of course, we are making mistakes almost every day with very good decisions in order to provide our business enough stability quarter after quarter. Second aspect that I would like to share with you, and I'm aware that you are truly experts about our global supply chain and distribution model. we are counting on more than 1,800 different non-exclusive suppliers in almost 50 different countries. It's important to note that almost 50% of our total production is being made in proximity. Proximity for us is Spain, Portugal, Morocco, and Turkey. And why is it so important for us, this high percentage of proximity? The vast majority of the players in the retail space, in the fashion retail sector, have to make their decisions in terms of collections 8 to 10 months before the beginning of any campaign. They have to produce those garments. They have to produce their full collection, basically in Asia, and they have to allocate that collection with not enough flexibility in the different stores before the beginning of the campaign. Thanks to our proximity model, we have part of our collection, even at the beginning of the season, open to buy. And we have the advantage of being capable to spot new trends, to test the market, and to make our own decisions in the middle of the campaign. That's why for us it's extremely important having this important percentage, roughly 50% of our total production. It's connected, of course, with the different decisions to be made by our commercial teams, but it's a key feature in order to allow us to have enough flexibility. Another part of our supply chain distribution model is that, as I have the chance of explaining to some of you before this presentation, we have a dual stream model once we produce any single garment in the world. Instead of sending those garments directly to the different 5,600 stores directly from our suppliers, any single garment is being transported to our primary distribution center that are basically located in Spain or in the Netherlands. And from them, we are sending twice per week newness to our different stores. When I joined the company, this characteristic shocks me because it appears to be counterintuitive. Why are we paying the double cost of transportation, inbound transportation, outbound transportation? What's the reason behind that? I feel for a while extremely clever. Nobody was aware of that. I'm going to change the future of the company because I'm so clever that I'm going to add a lot of efficiencies in our supply chain. Fortunately, that lasts just 3 minutes until I was aware that was one of the key strengths of our model. Why? Because we have the advantage of making our decisions in terms of distribution in the latest possible minute in order to maximize the full price capacity of our production. In our sector, the highest cost are markdowns, are discounts. So if you have to make your decision in order to allocate your garments in advance, even before the beginning of the campaign, I have no doubt that you are expected to make many, many mistakes. We have the advantage of deciding twice per week where to send in terms of units, colors, sizes, to any of those 5,700 different stores that we have in the world. Supply chain is absolutely crucial. We have a diversified supply chain. Of course, for us, it's not negotiable the compliance with an stringent code of conduct. We are running pre-assessment, social, environmental audits with high frequency to all of those suppliers in order to guarantee the compliance with our own rules. Next question that I would like to highlight to you all is connected with customer experience. Before joining Inditex, I spent more than 15 years working for the financial sector in Spain in different institutions, in different banks. Financial sector is an oligopoly. You have barriers for the entrance of newcomers. You have to obtain the proper license. And there are some barriers for your customers to not to decide to keep on visiting you as a bank, as a financial institution. We are on the contrary side. There are no barriers for the entrance. Georgetown, the university, could decide tomorrow to put on the hands of the professor a new business line, Georgetown Fashion, opening stores everywhere in the world. Could be a good idea, maybe. And we don't have any barrier for any of our customers to decide, even after 15, after 20, 25 years visiting us, not to enter in our stores anymore. That's why customer experience is so important for us. We are obsessed about the idea of providing every day to our customers additional reasons to visit us, to visit our stores, and to visit to our online platforms, and at the same time, if possible, to improve our conversion rate and to buy our products. I referred previously that we have a fully integrated business model. And that's critical for us, even more critical after the pandemic, in which at one point in time, we have to close more than the 93% of our total stores in the world. Fully integrated model implies that we have one single inventory, and we are serving our customers irrespectively from our stores or from our online platforms. We tend to say that it's not possible to explain the strength of our sales in our physical stores without taking in consideration the prescription, the power of the prescription from our online platforms. And at the same time, it's not possible to understand the strength of our online sales without taking in consideration, without bearing in mind the operational support that our stores are providing to our online platforms. Bear in mind that on a global basis, 1/3 of our total online sales are being collected in our stores, and 2/3 of the online returns are being dropped off in our stores. So the stores are key part in terms of the operational support of our online platforms. How to provide to our customers the best possible experience? We have been, during these almost 50 years, looking for the best locations with the right size, the right space for our customers. In the case of our physical stores, this is a continuous effort in order to improve that customer experience, adding more technology, looking for additional spaces for them. You could see on the screen some of the latest examples connected with our operations in the US. Recently, we reopened our stores in Greenwich, in Connecticut. This is a small store, less than 1,400 square meters. We decided to focus our operations in that store on the ladies' wear section. Before, you had available ladies, men, and kids section, but not the right space for our customers. And we didn't hesitate to focus our efforts through our physical space in the ladies' wear collection with great feedback, with very positive feedback from our customers. Another example is Cookie in Chicago area, in Illinois. A very important relocation, more than doubling the size, the space of our stores, again, with very good feedback from our customers. And this is a continuous process that is not only applicable to new markets, so to say, because the US, that currently is our second largest market after Spain, and we entered in the US in 1989, when we only had 60 Zara stores in Spain and 1 Zara store in Portugal. And we decided to go and play in the major league in order to learn a lot, to suffer also a lot. But this continuous process of optimization of our physical presence is also applicable to our most mature markets. In the case of Portugal, for instance, that we opened our first store outside Spain in Porto, and a store in Via Catarina that remains open. In the case of Lisbon, we had 3 different stores, not the right space, not the right size for our customer. And we decided to allocate in those stores our new Stradivarius, Bershka, and Massimo Dutti stores in Lisbon city center, and focus our Zara presence in an iconic historic building in Plaza Don Pedro in Rocio. Formerly was a bakery, the Pastelería Suiza, more than 5,000 square meters, 4 floors. That's a combination of a Zara and Zara Home store, obvious with a great feedback from customers and a good level of sales since the opening 2.5 weeks ago. Good news for the US market. We are about to open our first Massimo Dutti store in Aventura Mall in Miami area. That will take place in mid-October. And of course, we will remain focused on improving our presence in the US. Only 100 stores, only Zara, apart from this new Massimo Dutti store to be open in mid-October. And for the coming months, we will execute very important, very exciting projects in order to improve the customer experience, the experience for our customers here in the US. Just to provide you a few examples, we will open a new store in Cambridge area near Boston. We will refurbish our store in Boston City Center, Newbury Street. We will relocate our store in the 34th Street and our store in Hudson Yards in Manhattan. We will relocate our store in Farmers Market to the Grove in LA area, or we are about to open our 3rd store in Dallas area in Frisco, and strengthening our presence in different spaces, in different areas of the US. We have now presence in 25 different states, and in the coming quarters, we will open our 26 states with the opening of a new store in Charlotte, arriving at North Carolina. So again, for us, customer experience is crucial. This is a sector in which you should try to remain your customer engaged to your propositions, and we keep on strengthening and working in order to improve our presence, both offline and both through our physical stores. In terms of the online business, to give you an example, before the end of September, we will launch a new way of interacting with our customers, Zara Streaming. This has been an experience that we began in China several months ago, and we are very excited about having the possibility of expanding that type of interaction with our customers in countries such as US, Canada, UK, Spain, France, Italy, or Germany, just before the end of September. And our expectation is that this could have a huge impact for our customers in those markets. Another question, another topic that I would like to highlight to you all this morning is connected with sustainability. Of course, one of the main challenges for a company like Inditex is trying to keep on strengthening our commitment in terms of sustainability, reducing the impact of our operations. We are not a newcomer in terms of sustainability. Bear in mind that we were the first Spanish company as signatory of the United Nations Global Compact more than 20 years ago. And during this period of time, we have been preparing our company in order to be absolutely aware of the impact of our decisions and the impact of our own processes. 2 main work streams in order to keep on our own transformation and to help and to support the transformation of the whole industry. One of them is the improvement in terms of the use of our fibers. We have a transformation plan for our fibers that is embedded in our goals that we released during the latest AGM in 2023. We have the ambition in our way of reaching the net zero goal by 2040 to reduce more than the 50% of our total emissions for our total value chain by 2030. And one of the main pillars for that reduction in terms of emission is our ambition that by 2030, 100% of our fibers, of our materials should be more sustainable, should be preferred according to textile change. And another work stream extremely important is the transformation plan for our supply chain. We are providing technical support to our suppliers in order to transform themselves, to reduce and to be more efficient in terms of the use of water, in terms of the use of chemicals, etc., etc. Three main principles about our strategy in terms of sustainability. First principle is collaboration. We consider that the sustainability is a pre-competitive space in which the different players, the different actors for the fashion industry could collaborate and could transform the whole industry, launching global projects. For instance, we are members of the Fashion Pact. We have taken last June the co-chair role in the Fashion Pact, that is an association that joins the effort of more than 50 different brands from different segments of the fashion industry, from luxury to mass market, including some important suppliers, in order to develop together important projects for the transformation of the industry. Second principle is innovation. I referred previously that objective, that goal of reaching 100% of the total fibers used by 2030 being more sustainable, being preferred according to the definition of textile exchange. With that in mind, we launched in 2020 our Sustainability Innovation Hub, that is an engine that we are using to partner with different stakeholders, including universities, including big companies, including startups. Sometimes we are partnering with big companies in order to identify new projects in terms of new materials or new processes. One example of this is, for instance, with the German chemical company BASF. We launched last year a project that the name is Loopamid, that is a new polyamide that is using materials far more sustainable. On the launch of the Laundry by Zara Home, that is a detergent that is available in our Zara Home stores and in our Zara Home online platforms, that reduce more than 80% of the release of microplastic microfibers during the washing processes. Another examples of the projects that our Sustainability Innovation Hub is executing in collaboration with different players, with different actors, is the offtakes. Sometimes we have the chance of reaching some agreements with new startups in order to commit with them that we are going to purchase X% of the total production, X million euros, X million dollars. That's a way for those small companies to go to their investors or their financial institutions in order to raise the money needed to escalate their business. Or sometimes we are entering in the capital of some startups. The last one has been Gali, that is an US startup that is developing a process to grow cotton from stem cells in a lab. So when we identify that this is a good opportunity to create new types of materials or new processes, we have no doubt about investing our own money in order to support and in order to endorse those type of products. Collaboration, innovation, and finally, in terms of sustainability, circularity. At the end of October, our Zara Pre-Owned platform, that is a platform that we launched 2 years ago in the UK and that currently is available in 16 different markets will arrive at the US. Through this platform, we are providing our customers different ways, including repairing, including donation, and including resale for extending their life cycle of their Zara. This platform, again, will be available in the US before the end of the next month of October. A lot of things, of course, a lot of projects, a lot of challenges. We remain committed with our own transformation, and we keep on trying to support the transformation of the whole fashion industry. So I have made reference of different aspects about our business model, about the importance of the creativity, the importance of the supply chain and distribution, the importance of the customer experience, and the importance of the sustainability. Everything at the end of the day is connected with the ambition that I referred at the beginning of my presentation in order to make the fashion available to, if possible, everybody. If we enter in the history of the company that is about to reach the 50th anniversary, as I mentioned before, basically the most important decisions made by Inditex had in mind this revolutionary ambition, this revolutionary aspect. That was that revolutionary idea about making fashion available to everybody was present when we opened our first store in 1975. Was also present when we decided, having only 6 stores in Spain, to go outside Spain and to start our operations in Portugal, in France, in Paris. That was the decision or the reason behind the idea of expanding and widening the range of the different brands. During the 90s, we launched Bershka, we launched Pull&Bear, we purchased Stradivarius, Massimo Dutti. That was also the reason behind the idea of becoming, not renouncing to our condition of a family-owned business, but becoming a publicly listed company, trying to balance the best aspects of both conditions. And fortunately, we have the advantage of keeping with this idea of keep on moving forward, or keep on being like a revolutionary actor of the fashion sector nowadays. This has been reflected in 2022, when the second generation did an important step forward, assuming Marta Ortega, the daughter of our founder, Amancio Ortega, the role of being the chair of our board of directors. It's something that, of course, provides us the advantage of looking for the long-term growth of the company, becoming even better absolutely every day. For any of these steps that we have taken during the history of the company was absolutely crucial, our people and our culture. As I mentioned at the beginning of my presentation, we are more than 160,000 employees. 87% of our total staff is in our stores. We have a huge number of truly fashion experts everywhere, spotting the trends. We are a very diversified company in terms of the origins. We have a young staff. The vast majority of our teams are women, more than 75%. And for us, remains one of the crucial aspects and the crucial assets of our way of doing business, attracting the talent of the people and connecting those talented people absolutely everywhere. Just to end this short presentation and to open the floor to any questions you may have, I would like to reiterate that we remain, despite being about to reach our 50th anniversary, with the revolutionary idea and with the revolutionary ambition that we had at the early beginning of our operations. Always trying to improve, always trying to move forward, being always unconformist in order to try to improve the way in which we create, the way in which we interact with our customers, improving the customer experience, and of course, trying to fulfill all our goals in terms of sustainability. Thanks for attention, and more than welcome to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
I hope you now share or agree with me about enthusiasm for having such a high level of admiration for such an incredible company, and in particular, the explanations you have been given to us. So thank you very much for that. I would like to just dig a little bit into some of the topics that you mentioned. I mean, something extremely impressive is the fact that Inditex has an ambitious target using 100% more sustainable cotton and achieving carbon neutrality by 2040. I mean, that's an amazing leadership that your company is taking. But I would like to talk a little bit about the digital transformation and e-commerce. I mean, in the fashion business, it's always important touching the customer, talking to the customer. Your stores have been instrumental to that. But with the e-commerce, you're going to more than 200 markets. It's 30% of the total sales e-commerce. So how is Inditex planning to continue integrating technology and enhance both customer experience and the operational efficiency through the e-commerce?
Well, as I mentioned during my presentation, we are not identifying online and the physical stores are different and separate worlds. They are absolutely interconnected. Sometimes we are serving our customers, our online customers, sending them their purchases not from our online storerooms, selling those garments from the stockrooms within our stores. Mm-hmm. So this is a fully integrated model that we are agnostic in terms of where and how what should be the origin of anything and how to send to our customers. This is an always ongoing process. As I mentioned as well, the pandemic probably had the advantage for us of helping us to strengthen our online presence. We have an open platform, so we have the advantage of having a technology in which we are capable to develop anything in-house, to partner with big techs, to partner with startups, so to apply to any single problem or to any single new evolution that we would like to execute with any type of technologies. Online is not only connected with the operation, that of course is very important, it's also connected with customer experience. We have been improving and we are executing additional projects to improve our size recommendators, to make more personalized our grids. We are entering in the space of the streaming in Western markets. It's, for instance, the streaming is a customer experience, very Chinese, and we are expanding this type of experience because we consider that we have found a proper way to interact with customers. So the idea is to keep on growing the business, to keep on growing in the online space and in the physical space, but very important, not considering those spaces as separate walls, being absolutely integrated and taking the advantage of the best possible interactions in both worlds.
You mentioned something which I have been following, which is the fact that Inditex, through all of their brands, they operate semi-independent. So Zara is its own world and each one of those. But all these initiatives are very important and they should touch each one of the companies. So how is Inditex permeating all these changes throughout all these companies? I mean, I would assume many of the companies come with their ideas and then you centralize and then you send the ideas to all the other companies, Or how is the process? Because this is very ambitious. All the targets that you have defined for the company, which are like why the company is what it is. But at the same time, you maintain independence. And then Massimo Dutti is completely independent from Zara. So how and where and what is the process by which all these things go back to each one of the companies?
Autonomy from the commercial perspective, the commercial proposition should remain, we are protecting the autonomy of, not only in terms of any brand, we are protecting those autonomies within the departments in any brand. I refer to the case of Zara Ladies that has different departments running the business with a lot of autonomy. But of course, the business model, it's the same business model. So we are taking advantage of the potential scalability of those technological new ways of interacting with customers. There are all obvious some autonomous spaces. There are projects more singular, more idiosyncratic for the different brands. But we try to develop these projects from the technical perspective across the board for the different brands.
We see a shift towards more mindful consumption. That's why I guess you got into the sustainability as a basic principle and so on. How is that leading? How is, do you feel that there is customers increasingly valuing quality and sustainability over quantity? I mean, how is that affecting the business model? Because in the Zara, you were able to change consumer behavior by asking people to go more often to your stores and buying more. The traditional model was buying less. So is that something that is affecting the direction of the company? In other words, mindful consumption. Is that something that you want to instill in everything you do?
We remain focused on quality, on creativity, on design at affordable price. So, for instance, we are not competing in the price end of the market. After almost 50 years in this business, we have learned some lessons, and one of the lessons is that you are only focusing yourself on the price end of your proposition. When you are a newcomer in the market, you have the advantage that your cost base is very narrow, so you have the advantage of being highly competitive in comparison with the incumbents. But several months before, you are becoming yourself an incumbent, and someone else would enter in the market and be even more competitive, being more competitive than you. So for us, it's crucial the quality, the creativity, the design. We are trying to offer our customers what they are looking for. But we don't have a push model, and this is something that has one of the key features of the group since the opening of our first store. So being in the space of the quality, creativity, and design, I guess that we fit properly to any new trend from customers or any concern about the consumption. Bear in mind that at the end of the year, for instance, as a consequence of spotting the trends, as a consequence of trying to maximize the full price sales of the company, the percentage of leftovers at the end of any campaign or of any season is absolutely marginal in our case, and basically is destined to donation. So we remain focused on spotting the trends, what our customers are looking for, and executing through our model.
I would like to bring back a question that was asked to you before when we were in a different setting, and which I found to be fascinating, and that should be shared with them. And the question was more related to the competition. I mean, there are many unnamed brands that try to aspire to be closer, which is very difficult to be to what you guys have been able to do. But then when somebody asks you, who is or what is your main competitors, I was fascinated with your answer. So let me ask you again, who do you consider to be your competition?
I will try to answer the same.
Differently. Yeah.
Well, I referred previously that I have been working for the financial sector 15 years. And in the financial sector, market shares are absolutely crucial. If you don't have minimum market share, you are nobody in the sector. We run a business in a highly fragmented sector. The market share, for instance, that we have in the US, being our second largest market after Spain, is so small that we remain focused in the execution of our model. Our main competitors are ourselves. So we are fostering that internal competition, healthy internal competition. The data flow with a lot of liberty, so to say, within our company, and we consider that we are our main competitors. So we remain focused on spotting the trends and trying to increase our presence in the different markets. New markets, for instance, we began this 2024 our operations in physical stores in Uzbekistan, but in our most mature markets, for instance, Spain, we are running very well in Spain and attracting additional market share despite the fact of having a very important presence. So in terms of competitors, of course, we are aware of what's going on in the sector. We are trying to learn from everybody, but not disturbing ourselves about always moving forward and becoming better and better every day.
Well, moving 450 million items per year must be a little bit complicated. You have all these brands. Any plans for new divisions within the company? Let me tell you why I'm asking. The names are getting very complicated, and I don't know if my grandchildren are going to be okay for getting these names like, you know, Bershka and Zara was okay.
Massimo available.
Yeah.
Massimo available.
I have a nephew called Massimo, so I'm getting there.
Well, one of the lessons that we have learned as well is that you don't need to launch a new brand to test new lines of products or to execute your business in a different way. Let me put you two examples. The first one is connected with shoes. We have been selling shoes almost since the opening of our first store 50 years ago. And during decades, our customers have to look on the bottom of our dresses, trying to find the shoes, asking for a sales assistant for the right size. We are in our new stores, we are allocating special spaces for shoes and handbags near a stockroom specialized for shoes. So the lead time from the moment in which a customer is asking for a size on a specific model and he or she receives that size is 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Wow.
For improving that customer experience. We have specific locations, specific spaces for shoes and handbags in roughly 10% of our total Zara stores. And our idea is to keep on expanding this new way of interacting. Is this a new line of business? No, but it's a different way of testing things. Recently, we launched a sportswear line of products for our men's section in the case of Zara Athletics, and we are testing almost every day new lines of products, new types of products, or new ways of interacting with customers. So at this point in time, we consider that it's not necessary to launch a new brand with all of the cost associated of the launching of a new brand in order to keep on testing the market and providing your customers new products or new ways of finding our products.
Very good. I would like to open it to you guys. I mean, I can be asking a million more questions, but we're going to have places here for you to come forward. Please say your name, where you're coming from, what you want. No coupons on Zara. Other than that, please ask anything you would like, because this can be a very, very exciting. In the meantime, what we get organized, it'll be interesting for you to think. I mean, will they come?
More questions than in our
Yeah, look
annual
at this.
general meeting with shareholders.
Yeah, look at this.
I'm
Yeah,
afraid.
I know. All right, guys, start lining up and let's go ahead.
Hi. Oh. Hi, my name is Sophia Ernst. I'm a senior in the MSB studying finance and marketing. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us tonight. It's a huge honor. And as a big fan of Zara, I can definitely resonate with the idea of walking into the store with no intention of buying anything and leaving with an entirely new closet.
She happens to be my daughter, but
Oh, yeah. And this is my father. So my question is, with Inditex's expansive portfolio spanning different market segments, how do you navigate the fine line between fostering brand individuality and maintaining a unified corporate strategy? Additionally, how do you prevent overlap in market positioning to ensure each brand thrives without internal competition, yet benefits from potential collaborative opportunities?
Thank you. Well, this is the spirit of moving forward and fostering that internal competition. For instance, before Christmas, you will find in the markets in which we have Oysho stores. Oysho is basically recently more connected with sportswear for women. Before Christmas, you will find a ski collection, different proposal, different price in our Zara stores, in our Oysho stores. Let's see how they perform. And this is something that we are excited to identify the potential opportunities for those brands. With that in mind, I guess that's important to highlight one question that I haven't mentioned during my presentation, but so many of you are truly experts in our business. The way in which we approach to fixing prices. In the vast majority of the industries, and this is applicable across the board for all of our commercial formats, for all of our brands, in the vast majority of the industries, the price is fixed as an aggregation of the cost of materials, the cost of the transformation process, the cost of the transportation, the commercial margin you are looking for, and the bottom line is the price. Our approach in terms of fixing the price is on the opposite. The price is fixed from a commercial perspective. Our commercial teams identifies what's the value added for our customers for any single garment. They fix that price at the beginning of the process. And once the price is fixed, the whole company start to run in order to find the right efficiencies, in order to fulfill the commercial variables. So that's one, that's of course, it's very competitive because we are not fixing the price from the financial perspective, we are fixing prices from the commercial perspective, and that's applicable to all of the brands. If a brand finds to be more efficient, fixing a more competitive price, protecting, of course, their commercial variables, we would be more than happy to foster that.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fascinating.
Good afternoon. I'd like to begin by extending my gratitude to everyone who made this event possible, including the Baratta Center, the GRLA, and of course to Óscar for being here to speak to all of us. I'm also a really huge fan of Zara. I'm wearing it right now from head to toe, and it's definitely consists of majority of my wardrobe. My name is Christina Krimian, and I'm a freshman in the McDonough School of Business, interested in studying finance. In your opinion, what is the biggest risk that Zara is facing today, and what steps are being taken to address this?
Thank you. The biggest risk is not remaining humble enough in order to understand that this is an always moving sector, an always moving environment, that if you are not capable to keep that sense of unconformism that I mentioned during my presentation, trying to always move forward yourself, being like having this huge self-confidence that you are protected, you are not under the pressure, you are protected, you are isolated, you are always right, is the highest risk. Luckily, we are running a business in which nothing should be considered for granted. The sales from yesterday are not guaranteeing our sales today and not guaranteeing the sales for tomorrow. I tend to say internally that we are suffering like a Cinderella effect because every night at 12, our carriage in terms of the sales for the day is becoming pumping, and at 12:01, we have to beat and to compete against the sales that we reach the comparable day the year after. So not being humble enough in order to understand that nothing should be for granted is our biggest risk.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Very good.
Hi, first of all, thank you so much for being here. I'm Lydia Guzman. I'm actually an alum at Macquarie School of Public Policy. I specialize on everything that has to do with textile policy and fashion policy. Currently, I work for Conservation International, and I'm the Sustainable Fashion Manager there. And I live and breathe the Regenerative Fund for Nature, which I guess I'm part of the team helping to transform the 12.3 million acres. And I have to say, for everyone and for you, I have the utmost respect for the people at Inditex that I work with on a weekly basis, that they really committed to transforming the land, the livelihoods, the industry entirely. So it's just wonderful. My question will be not on the Regenerative Fund for Nature, but you have mentioned the proximity on the supply chains. And we've seen a tendency in other industries, and so also now in the fashion industry, for consolidating the supply chains to have more control over the supply chains throughout the process. I'm wondering if this is one of the main strategies that you are considering for Inditex.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, Conservation International is one of the most important partners for us, developing our strategy for fulfilling some of the goals, including the regeneration of 5 million hectares worldwide. So we are very happy to partner with you. Well, supply chain is always a complex question, and trying to find the right balance among the control that it's not negotiable. So that's why I mentioned the pre-assessment. Any new supplier should go through a due diligence process, social, environmental audits, frequently executed, but at the same time having enough flexibility due to the fact that our commercial teams should decide their own approach at the beginning or before the beginning of any single campaign. So that's why we are trying always to protect that balance in terms of having under control the supply chain, but at the same time with a supply chain that tends to be in the sector, in the whole sector, is not only applicable to Inditex, highly fragmented. For us, is an important advantage that almost 50%, depending on the commercial decisions, in proximity as a way of being capable to have the flexibility, even during the campaigns, to answer the trends that we are capable to spot. But it's always the permanent improvement of our connection with our supply chain is and for instance, that was on the screen, one of the objectives that we announced in 2023 was keeping on taking care of the employers of our suppliers. We have a strategy, workers at the center, that we had the ambition of reaching more than 3 million of people working for our suppliers under the umbrella of our strategy of workers at the center, taking care of them, improving their strategies in terms of health, safety, etc., etc. Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Good morning, Señor García. My name is Isabel Escarrer. And first of all, I wanted to thank you for all your hard work. As a Spaniard, it's truly an honor to have you here. So I also wanted to follow up on the topic of sustainability. As you well explained, Sarah, is leading the way in the fast fashion industry towards sustainability. I was wondering if you could speak a bit more about Inditex plans to make all the other brands, Stradivarius, Bershka, Massimo Dutti, more sustainable. And if you could speak about, given that the price and the quality is different in each brand, will that affect how sustainable each brand is? And how are you planning on dealing
Thank
with
you. Well, the objectives are corporate objectives and are applicable to any brand belonging to Inditex Group. And as a consequence of being, for instance, in the terms of our pricing approach, having a commercial approach in terms of fixing the prices, we are trying to adapt the price to the value added to our customers. But all of those objectives in terms of fibers, in terms of the reduction of emissions, in terms of the transformation of our supply chain, are not only for Zara, are applicable to all of our brands. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you.
Mr. Óscar, thank you for your time. It is certainly a privilege and a gift of your presence. I have a question for you in relation to Massimo Dutti. How do you see Massimo Dutti's impact in the market it will emerge in, as well as what will set its branding apart?
Okay, thank you. Well, the decision of a brand of one of our commercial formats entering in a new market is a decision that is taking in consideration the appetite in that market about having a physical store presence. And we have currently the advantage that we have the online operations. So before entering in any single market through a physical store, we have the chance of testing that brand and the appetite for that brand through our own online operations. It's something that is also applicable to the specific any additional new location for the existing brands in a market. When I joined the Inditex Group, for me, it was shocking that we were about to open our one store in Nashville. I felt very honored because my kids were studying near Nashville in Chattanooga in Tennessee. So I thought that was like a welcome pack from the Inditex team. No, but the question is that according to our online data, there was enough appetite for having a physical store of Zara in Nashville, and the results has been extremely successful. So that's the reason behind this decision to open our first store of Massimo Dutti in Aventura Mall. That's a shopping mall that we know very well. We have an important Zara store there. So once we consider that in any specific location there is appetite enough to have a physical store, plus we are capable to find the right project, the right location with the right conditions, we will go for it. This is applicable to the rest of the brands. Bear in mind that, for instance, we started our operations in Germany several years ago, and Stradivarius decided to enter in the space or in the German market through a physical store just in 2023, after having tested during a long period of time the market through the online operations. So that's the reason behind that decision. We consider that Massimo Dutti could offer to the Miami area or another locations in the US, the right fashion in men and in women with a very attractive price for our customers. So we are very excited about this new opportunity, and let's see how it evolves. But we are confident that will be a great success for us. Thank you.
We're running out of time. Let's take two more, and then we need to wrap up because many of you need to go to class. I'd rather insist you staying here, but the professors are here. So two more questions. One more.
Hello. Thank you again for coming. I know we're all incredibly grateful. My name is Hayden, and I'm a freshman in the MSB. And I was wondering, when orchestrating a supply chain between all of these different companies and all of these different countries, what is your biggest challenge and how do you combat it?
Okay, well, the main challenge is of course being absolutely excellent management our supply chain. So excellent in the different fields, from the social perspective, from the environmental perspective. That's why we have been invested a lot of efforts during a long period of time in order to have the right suppliers everywhere. The vast majority of our suppliers, they have had a long relationship with us. They are fully committed with our model. They are on the state of the art of the many technologies applicable for the textile manufacturing industry. So that the question is keeping our supply chain being absolutely excellent, as reputation is one of the crucial aspects for our business. Thank you.
Good. Last quick, then you will talk schmoozing when we finish. So, quick question.
Yeah, thank you so much. So first, thank you for taking the time to be with us today. My name is Nabil. I'm a master's in management student. So you mentioned ZaraStream a couple of times, which I found super interesting. So I just wanted to ask on what's the main focus of ZaraStream? Is it to engage more with customers or gain data by implementing AI, or just drive immediate sales, and what really the business model looks like?
Okay, well, our experience in the case of ZaraStreaming that started in China before the end of 23 basically had two main drivers. The first one, of course, is a way of interacting with customer. It's something that could foster your business in terms of direct sales, but at the same time, it's a way to showcase your collection, to show your products, and to offer a different view to your customers about what's going on in your physical stores and in your online platforms. We consider that in the case of that market of China, our approach has been characterized by quality. The vast majority of the brands in that market, basically the streaming space, goes through an influencer with a mobile phone just showing the clothes. We are producing like a, so to say, Netflix series as a way of interacting in terms of the streaming. And we consider that this experience that has been very local for the Chinese market, it could fit properly if you have the right approach in terms of quality, in terms of the image, in terms of the people that could be showcasing your products and could be the main characters of that streaming, could be of the interest of the rest of the market. So our main drivers should be, of course, trying to foster direct sales, but at the same time, we consider that this project will have an important impact from our positioning in the different markets in we are going to open that new experience. So we feel very excited, and this will arrive very soon to your screens.
Thank you very much. Please join me in thanking the ambassador for coming. Thank you all for coming.